Okay. So till now we have studied three types of fields, right? So first electrostatic field, which was generated by a charge at rest. Then we studied magnetostatics or static magnetic fields, which were generated by conductors, current carrying conductors with a DC current, that is charges moving with a constant velocity. Then we discussed in the last class the time varying fields, which are generated by charges that are moving with acceleration. Okay. So basically every charge will have force, right? And some kind of force is generated. Okay. Whenever there is charge, okay, right? Whether it is static, moving with constant velocity, or moving with acceleration. Okay. Right. So continuing from time varying fields, yeah, let everybody join in. Yes. So continuing from time varying fields, right? So we have seen the time varying fields are generated whenever uh, a charge particle moves with acceleration or alternating currents, right? AC currents are applied to a conductor, okay, and the coil, right? So we have seen that, and we have seen the Maxwell's equations, right? Uh, from these Maxwell's equations and from analyzing the equations, right? Hertz, a scientist called as Hertz, right? Okay, so Maxwell himself has predicted that whatever the fields that electromagnetic time varying fields, these fields give rise to these fields give rise to waves, but the actual concept of waves, right, electromagnetic waves, was first demonstrated by Hertz, right? So Hertz right, generated radio waves, right, waves in the frequency of megahertz, right? And he transmitted these signals from one place to the other place. Okay, so that's why the wave equations are called as Hertz equations. He's the first scientist who has demonstrated the concept of right, electromagnetic fields being generated in the form of waves. Okay, so in this chapter there are two parts, right? The first part we will discuss about the existence of waves mathematically, right? What is a wave? So firstly, let me clear, right, what is mean by wave, right? What is this thing called as wave? Okay, so wave is nothing but basically a signal that carries some information. Signal means a quantity which carries information. So wave or signal, right, electromagnetic signal or electromagnetic wave is basically a quantity which carries some information, right? And that information, right, is, let's say, amplitude or something, and as a function of a dependent variable. Okay, so a signal or a wave is basically a quantity that describes something in the form in terms of another variable, another right, variable. Okay, so independent variable, right? So here you are giving some kind of information. Wave carries some kind of information. That information can be anything: amplitude at a point, force at a point, okay, whatever it is, right? So here EM wave is basically, electromagnetic wave is one which gives us the information about the force or the field, right? The field component with respect to space and time. Okay, so what is, right, it is carrying the information about the field variation of the field, variation of the force, as a function of, right, as a function of distance and time. Okay, so such a thing is called as wave, right? Wave is basically a quantity, right, which is propagating, which is traveling, correct? It is traveling, it is carrying some information. What is that information here? Here information is the magnitude or the amplitude of the, right, field at a particular point, right, as a function of distance and as a function of time. Okay, so, right, wave is basically a signal, right, a quantity that is traveling, right, and carrying some information. It is traveling and carrying some information. Such a quantity is called as wave, right? Okay, so here wave means basically we should remember it is a quantity which is varying with respect to time and space and giving some information. Okay, that information can be amplitude or the magnitude of the force at that particular point. Okay, understood. So so basically we should not wave is not an entirely different thing, right? Wave is basically a quantity that is traveling, that is moving, right, in space. It is moving in space, right? It is traveling in space, it is carrying some information in space, and also the information with the time variation in space, variation in time, a two-dimensional, right, a two-dimensional function of the amplitude or magnitude is what we are calling it as wave. Okay, so right, in the first part we will see, okay, we will see the generation or the mathematical representation of waves. Okay, a demonstration of the waves, right? Okay, so using Maxwell's equations we will derive the wave equation. Okay, we will see how the mathematically the existence of waves is demonstrated, which is also called as Hertz equations, the wave equations or Hertz equations. Okay, and how this wave equation will differ in different types of media like free space, conductors, perfect dielectric. Okay, normal dielectrics, etc., etc. Okay, so that is the first part. The first part deals with the generation of, okay, or the mathematical illustration of the waves. Okay, right, how these waves are existing, the existence of waves is illustrated with the help of equations. Okay, then we study certain parameters of the wave. Okay, and then we will see how this parameters or how the wave equation will differ in different types of media. Okay, like conductors, insulators, free space, etc. Okay, the second part of the unit, the second part of this is about how the wave, right, again travels from one boundary to the other boundary. Okay, so the wave, when it is generated in one medium, how will is it transferred to the other medium? Okay, what are transverse waves, right? Okay, oblique incidence, normal incidence, Brewster angle, Snell's law, right, total internal reflection. Okay, all these concepts we study, right, in the second unit. Okay, second part of this third unit. Okay, so the first part, basically there is one lengthy derivation, right, that we will discuss today, right? So the derivation of the wave equation. Okay, we will see how mathematically waves are illustrated. Then what are the wave properties in different media. Next we go to what are the properties of waves. Okay, and then in the second part we will study about how the waves generated in one media are transferred to the other media using different types of incidences, right, and different types of angles. Okay, then we will study one last important topic which is called as Poynting theorem and Poynting vector, right, the power flow thing. So that will finish off our, okay, right. For us we will see this part. Okay, right. So let us start the first topic of this third unit, so which is the wave equation, or for deriving the electromagnetic wave equation or the Hertz equation in general case. So first we will consider, right, the Maxwell's equation that is derived from Faraday's law. So del cross E bar is equal to, right, dou B bar by dou T. So this is the equation that is derived from, right, okay, Faraday's law. So from this equation, right, B bar is equal to mu into H bar, correct? So B bar flux density is equal to mu into H bar. So if I substitute that, del cross E bar is equal to, right, dou by dou T of mu into H bar. Okay, so or we can put the mu outside, so mu dou H bar by dou T. So this is what we get. Okay, now taking curl on both sides, take curl on both sides. Okay, so what we get, del cross E bar is equal to del cross E bar is equal to, right? So what I get here, so mu into dou by dou T of del cross H bar. So I'm taking directly del to inside. Okay, del cross H bar. Okay, right, correct. So now we have an identity in right calculus, that is del cross of a bar. Del cross of any vector a bar is basically equal to, right, del into del dot a bar minus del square a. Okay, so del into del dot a bar minus del square a. So on the similar lines, del cross e bar, del cross e bar can be written as del dot del into del dot e bar, right, minus del square e. Okay, so del cross of e is basically equal to this thing. But here the point that we need to understand is, so we are considering electric field, we are considering electric field in free space. Okay, so considering it as free space and assuming the free space to be a charge free region, okay, that means every point, okay, on the right, every point or any point on the space or in the medium is of charge free nature. Okay, is of charge free nature. That means, right, the net divergence at that point is 0. So all the points are acting as null points. Okay, so therefore divergence at the point is 0. So we will get this term as 0. That means for this case, del cross e bar can be made equal to minus del square e bar. Okay, minus del square e bar. Now substituting that in this particular term, right? So what we get, minus del square e bar is equal to, right, what I get, here, okay, mu into, right, dou by dou t of del cross h bar. Okay, solved. Right, now again we have, from the inconsistency of Ampere's law, we have derived another Maxwell equation. So that Maxwell equation is del cross h bar is equal to, right, what is the equation, j plus dou d by dou t, dou d bar by dou t. So writing that here, minus del square e bar is equal to, mu into, right, dou by dou t of j plus dou d by dou t. Okay, right, so this is the term. Okay, now this is equal to, right, so till this point I think clear, right? So minus del square e bar is equal to mu into dou d by, right, instead of del cross h, what we write is j plus dou d by dou t, dou d bar by dou t. So now now what we get, del square e bar is equal to, right, minus del square e bar is equal to, right, okay, so expanding the term, mu into dou j by dou t plus, right, what is the second term I get, mu into dou d bar by dou t, okay, so right, minus del square e bar is equal to, mu into, right, instead of j, from the point form of Ohm's law, j can be written as sigma e bar. Okay, so instead of j, what I write is sigma e bar, okay, by dou t plus mu into, so we already know d bar is nothing but epsilon into e bar, so divided by dou t. Okay, yeah, so sorry, this is dou square by dou t square. Okay, right, so this is dou square by dou t square. Okay, so right, writing for j, writing for d bar, I get like this. Right, now del square e bar is equal to, mu into, right, sigma into dou e bar by dou t, right, okay, plus mu into epsilon into dou square e bar by dou t square. So this is the first expression that we need to remember, which is called as the Hertz equation. Okay, Hertz equation, correct? So this equation is called as the Hertz equation. So we can write this again as del square e bar is equal to, right, minus mu is common, so sigma into dou e bar by dou t plus epsilon into dou square E bar by dou T square. So this, right? Okay, we can write the same equation as this. This is called as the Hertz equation. So in this Hertz equation, Hertz has said that del is a variation. Del is basically variation with respect to space, right? And dou by dou T represents variation with respect to time. Okay, so E bar is a function of both space and time, hence E bar has wave nature. Okay, hence E bar has wave nature. That's what has been told, right? So how is that? We will, right, if we want to see exactly what is the characteristics, we can simplify this a little further, right? So what we do is, so instead of dou by dou T, right, instead of dou by dou T, right, we write j omega. Okay, instead of dou by dou T, right, substituting dou by dou T is equal to j omega, right? What we get, del square E bar is equal to, this doesn't change, minus mu into, right, sigma into j omega, okay, plus, right, epsilon into j omega whole square, right, E bar. Okay, okay, so this is equal to, right, mu minus mu into j omega sigma, first term, j square will become -1, so minus, right? Okay, what is this term? Omega square epsilon, right? Omega square epsilon into E bar. Okay, correct, right? So assuming this entire thing of this as gamma, right, square, gamma square. So, right, taking this as gamma square. Okay, so what we get, del square E bar is equal to gamma square E bar. Okay, so, right, this is a second order differential equation, that is del square, right, minus gamma square into E bar is equal to 0. This is a second order differential equation. It has two roots, right? Yeah, sorry. So this is a second order differential equation. It has two roots, right? Okay, so the general solution of this second order differential equation will be something like that. I think this is clear, right? Okay, this is the first equation we can consider as the Hertz equation. This is one, right, intermediate result one. This is another equation where we can stop here also, right? Okay, so, okay, right, but okay, for us we need to explore the wave nature. So for that, what we do is we go for the general solution of this. So any second order differential equation, if the roots are a and b, then the solution can be written as right, if a and b are the roots, then capital A into e power at plus b into e power bt, right? If both are same, plus or minus a, then this will be at and this will be minus at, correct? So in the similar way, if I write for this equation, okay, so what we write is, here the variable is E bar. So we are solving for E bar. E bar is equal to the constant, I am assuming it as E plus, okay, E plus into e power gamma t, okay, plus E minus into, into e power gamma t, e power minus gamma t into e power gamma t, okay. So, right, e power j gamma t, e power minus gamma t. So if I write like this, right, this represents a forward wave, okay, a cosine of forward wave, right, okay, forward direction, and this represents a cosine of negative direction, okay. So, but okay, so therefore the resultant E bar is a sum of two waves. The resultant E bar is a sum of two waves. Hence we can say that the electric field that we have, the electric field that is produced is having wave nature, okay, right? The electric field that we produce is having wave nature. Similarly, we can also solve for H, right? We can also solve for H, right? How the equation is, del cross H is equal to j plus dou b bar by dou d bar by dou t. This is the expression that we got, correct? So this is the Maxwell's equation that we got, okay. Now taking the curl on both sides, del cross H is equal to del cross H bar is equal to del cross j plus, right, taking this inside, dou by dou t of del cross d bar, correct? Okay. Now uh, okay, so first del cross h, del cross h, right? As per the identity that we discussed yesterday, this is basically del into del dot h minus del square h, correct? Del into del dot h minus del square h. Okay, so del into del dot h minus del square h is the formula for this. So again we know that del dot b bar, right? Del dot b bar or del dot h bar, assuming it as a free space, right? Or at any point, right? The divergence of magnitude, the divergence of magnetic field is always zero. So del dot h is zero. That means this entire term becomes zero. Okay, so this is equal to minus del square h bar, correct? Okay. Now substituting that here, right? Del minus del square h bar is equal to right? What we get, the first expression del cross j, right? Instead of j, yesterday we have said j is equal to sigma into e bar, correct? Okay, so as per the point form of the Ohm's law, so del cross j, j can be written as sigma into e bar. So del cross sigma e bar, right? Okay, sigma e bar plus dou by dou t of sorry, this looks to be very dou by dou t of del cross, right? D bar is again equal to epsilon e bar. Okay, correct? So this is the thing, right? This is equal to, right? So if I take sigma out, because it is a constant, it is del cross e bar. Okay, again this is also same dou by dou t of, right? Epsilon is constant, so put it out. Okay, so del cross e bar. Okay, so this is the expression that I get, correct? Now use the second Maxwell equation, or the Maxwell's equation from Faraday's law. What is the Maxwell equation from Faraday's law? Del cross e bar is equal to, del cross e bar is equal to, right? Del cross e bar is equal to, as per the Maxwell's equation from Faraday's law, dou b bar by dou t. Okay, so that is nothing but, if I write b bar is equal to mu into h bar, put mu outside, so dou h bar by dou t. Okay, dou h bar by dou t. So del cross e bar can be written as dou b bar by dou t, or it is equal to mu into dou h bar by dou t. Okay, so therefore writing that here, okay, in that expression, so on this side I have del square h bar, del minus del square h bar is equal to sigma into del cross e bar is nothing but mu, right, dou h bar by dou t, right, plus, okay, again epsilon is common, so put it outside, dou by dou t. Okay, again del cross e bar is nothing but, right, mu dou h by dou t, so substitute it here, mu dou h bar by dou t. Okay, right? So this is the expression. Now from this what I get is, right, sigma, mu sigma, right? Okay, mu first term, right, mu sigma into dou h by dou t. Okay, so this is the term, plus, right, mu epsilon into dou square by dou t square h bar, dou square by dou t square h bar. Okay, hope that this is understood, right? This is the expression, right? This expression will be called as the Hertz equation. So del cross h bar is equal to, minus of, mu is common in both the terms, so this will be sigma dou h bar by dou t, right, plus mu epsilon into dou square by dou t square h bar. Okay, so right, this is the expression of Hertz equation. So again, if I want right, to get the components, field components, so we need to substitute dou by dou t is equal to j omega, right? So if I substitute this as j omega and this as j omega square, okay, and write it, so we will get the expression dou square h bar is equal to, right, gamma square, as we derived yesterday, it is equal to gamma square h bar. Okay, so we will get the expression that we want. Okay, so I hope this is understood, right? This is a continuation from yesterday's class, right? I have told you to solve by yourself, but because somebody has asked, so I have solved it again. Okay, clear with this? Understood, right? So instead of right, so j we write sigma e bar. Okay, and we have already derived the Maxwell's equations for time varying fields. Don't get confused with time varying fields and static fields. In static fields, del cross e bar is equal to 0, but in time varying fields, del cross e bar is not 0. Instead, it is equal to, right, dou b by dou t. Okay, that's what Faraday's laws